This video will contain heavy spoilers about the new movie Flash. So if you haven't watched the movie and doesn't want any spoilers, please exit out the video in 3, 2, 1. So the movie Flash came out a few days ago and I watched it yesterday. The movie was great in general. I like all the characters in there. The plot line was great. The CGI isn't that great, but it's not really an important part if you got a good story. But the main thing I want to talk about this movie is its villain, and the secret one, Dark Flash. So when this picture first leaked a few months before the movie ever got into theater, I didn't really pay attention to the design because I was just like, oh, probably be a copy of Reverse Flash or something. I missed the most crucial part of it, which could have told us the entire storyline of the Flash movie in a few seconds. The arm part. The arm blade. If you have watched Flash TV show, which I have, all 9 seasons became a torture after season 6, you would know that is a very similar design to Savitar, which in the movie, when I saw it, I was like, that's Savitar. That's definitely Savitar. Look at the similarity between those two. But at that point, when I was watching in theater, when I first saw it, I was like, great Easter egg. That is probably have no use in plot, right? But there's no way Alternate Barry is going to turn evil, right? No, I was wrong. I will fill in the context later, but Alternate Barry eventually turned into Dark Flash, or I would like to call a copycat of Savitar. But this is no mean to say that, oh, it's bad. No, it's pretty good. It's just very similar to Savitar. Even the motivation is very similar to Savitar. And now it's time to fill in the context. Oh yeah, look, they even got pizza faces. So the plot line in the TV and the plot line in the movie is pretty similar. Both Barry is trying to save their loved ones from dying to a villain by stabbing them in the middle of their chest or something. I couldn't really tell which position that is. But in the TV, Barry is trying to stop Savitar from killing Iris. And in the original timeline where Barry failed to save Iris, eventually Barry went so crazy that he created Time Remnant. And now, for non-TV show viewers, Time Remnant is basically when Flash runs so fast, he literally creates a duplicate of himself. And he created a lot of them to fight Savitar. Now, in the end, most of them died, except one. And that one is Savitar. So it's a time paradox. And in the movie, the alternate Barry also went to an extreme to save Supergirl, where he literally travels back in time to the moment before she was killed over and over again. And because of all the battle damage stuff, he continuously have Kryptonian metal embedded into him. So that is what led to the design of the Dark Flash. Yes, it's not actually his suit. It's literally just Kryptonian metal embedded into his suit because of how many times he have tried. So yeah, the similarity between two plot is pretty much the same. And because of traveling back in time over and over again, he eventually turns into the Dark Flash. So now, both in movie and in TV show, it has proposed a time paradox that is also similar to each other. At this point, I'm starting to question, did they really copy Flash Season 3? Again, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I think the movie is great. But, it's just a bit suspicious. But it's also very fun. I almost knocked my microphone over. But also, it's very fun to see that in movie. You will not know how excited I was when I connected all these pieces. I was like, yes, Savitar. Yes, they got the same plot line. And yes, they might have copied that. But still, this movie is great. Comparing to all the DC movies that have came into theater in the past few years. Let's be real here. So, the way that Flash ended the time paradox as a bit different in TV show and in movie. In TV show, HR decided to use a face transformer to turn his face into Iris's and dress up like Iris, so Savitar will be like, "Ha, I got you." Meanwhile, Iris changed her face into HR's, which Savitar, couldn't really see through. So Savitar thought he killed Iris, but he actually killed HR, therefore ending the whole loop, which Barry never went to save Iris, never created the time remnant. Therefore, Savitar won't exist after this point. But Savitar did last longer in the TV show than in the movie after the time paradox were broken. But in the movie, alternate Barry decided to pull a Eddie Thawne when Dark Flash was about to kill the original Barry. Alternate Barry blocks the hit for original Barry, and he dies in the process. And then Dark Flash never existed because alternate Barry died at that point, so he can't do any more time traveling. Therefore, Dark Flash can't exist. Therefore, breaking the time paradox. So, in conclusion, I think, yes, the movie is great. Yes, it is very exciting to get the old feeling of watching Flash like season 1, 2, 3. Some of the best season of Flash. Like you get to see a similar plot line play out, but in a different setting and in a different way of telling it. It is definitely very exciting, but I think at a point I was kind of disappointed that the movie copied the whole plot line of Savitar and present Barry in Flash season 3. That was a little bit disappointing, but the excitement did take over the disappointment. So I would definitely suggest you to watch it, even though the CGI was kind of bad. Like, some of the CGI really makes me think that I was playing Injustice 2 all over again. I'm not kidding. But taking that part of the problem out of the whole movie, it's great. Like, comparing to the other DC movie that the Warner Brother has been putting out over the past few years, this is like number one. And for like the rest of the DC movie, not counting Batman trilogy or Joker, Flash can be in the top 3, just below like Zack Snyder Justice League and probably Wonder Woman. So if I'm gonna have to score this movie, I'll probably give it a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. That's like the best I can give it. But I still suggest you to go watch it because it's amazing. And I will probably do a deeper dive into this movie on like the acting and how I like the characters and why I like the characters, any interesting facts that I found in the movie. But you guys are gonna have to wait because I don't have that much resources to do a complete edit of that kind of video. So I'm gonna have to wait for more resources to come out. But that'll be it for this video. If you like this video, press like and subscribe and probably go watch the movie. It's great. And I will see you in the next video. Good.